How I feel right now? 100%. I don't with nobody. And I'm finna make everybody regret playing with me.
There's something real strange happening down in Memphis right now. The air feels thick, the silence feels staged, and the streets are whispering one name over and over again: Yo Gotti.
Them with them Texas boys, them folk got hit up. Them folk got hit up everywhere you go to, like the Fed watching. You know what I'm talking about? He signed that boy over right here. That boy ended up going to jail. So they watching that boy so close right now because they you know what I'm talking about? The case is in August. You know what I'm talking about? I talked to Govan. I did an interview with Hernandez Govan, the dude who set the whole supposedly, you know what I'm saying, Dolph murder.
They say the devil's in the details. But lately, people are starting to think he's in the contracts too. Everything started the night Fast Cash C Money lost his life. A rising Memphis rapper gone in a flash. The same night he signed his deal with Gotti's CMG label.
And so people saying Memphis rapper Fast Cash C Money just passed away. But the people that don't recognize him, he had the viral song High Off Me that went viral. If I ain't tripping, I think that's his biggest song, but he sadly...
What happened, gang? They just said my got killed.
His family thought it was just another celebration turning up, but by morning, it turned into a memorial. At first, everyone called it random, a drive-by, a misunderstanding. But when Big Boogie started speaking up, that random theory didn't sound so random anymore, because Big Boogie wasn't hinting, he was warning.
How I feel right now? 100%. I don't with nobody. And I'm finna make everybody regret playing with me.
If I love you, I'm in love with you. I don't give a fuck how many times we get it, we bump heads.
That's real.
You make me mad, I'm in love with you, don't down with me.
On live, his voice low and shaking, he said, I don't with nobody, and I'm gonna make everybody regret playing with me. He didn't name names. He didn't have to. Everyone who knows Memphis could read between the lines, and when he followed it with a cryptic Instagram story. I'm focusing on my daughter, myself, my career. Everybody that ever played with me before made me this way. That's when fans started connecting dots. They said Boogie wasn't just grieving, he was exposing something. Something deep inside CMG, where loyalty and danger share the same bed. A few days later, another piece fell into place. Before his death, C Money had been trying to close his CMG deal, building his buzz, setting his family up. He wasn't just grinding, he was preparing, because according to those close to him, he'd started to feel something watching him. Like his rise was coming with a price. He even took out a life insurance policy for his fiancée and kids, just in case. Days later, he was gone. That one move, taking out insurance, had fans online saying the unthinkable, that maybe C Money didn't just die for CMG, maybe he died because of CMG. His fiancée Kaya's GoFundMe post made it even more heartbreaking. She wrote, Courtney taught me so much. I'm so happy we got to love each other. You took my heart with you. All I can do now is play your music to hear your voice. People couldn't believe it. A man with a record deal, with Gotti's machine behind him, and yet his own family needed help burying him. And Gotti, not a single word. No tribute, no condolences, no shout out, just silence. That's when the streets started buzzing. Because in Memphis, silence isn't peace, it's proof. The same way Gotti stayed quiet after Young Dolph was killed. The same way he never spoke when rumors tied his crew to street business that kept resurfacing. But this time, it hit too close. Because this wasn't an outside beef. This was one of his own. To understand how deep this goes, you gotta know what Memphis has become. A city divided by ghosts. Ever since Young Dolph's murder, the energy in the 901 hasn't been the same. You can feel the tension in the music, in the interviews, even in the fans. Everyone's picking sides, PRE or CMG. And anyone who tries to stand in the middle usually ends up buried in the crossfire. Hernandez Govan, the man tied to Dolph's case, was close to Gotti's brother Big Jook. And when Jook himself got hit, people called it karma. Others called it retaliation. Either way, the pattern kept repeating. And now, some are saying C Money is the latest casualty in a cycle that's no longer about music, but survival. That's why Boogie's cryptic post hit so hard. He said, going silent is my final warning. And everybody gonna regret what they did. At first, it sounded like grief. But after that, GoFundMe dropped. After the documents leaked showing C Money's deal was real, those words started feeling like confessions. Because if C Money really was set up right after signing, then somebody orchestrated that. And who benefits when an artist dies right after a contract is signed? That's where the word sacrifice starts getting whispered. And when Big Boogie started moving quiet, fans noticed. He canceled shows, skipped public appearances, and said he was reevaluating his circle. To some, that sounded like peace. To others, like a man trying to avoid becoming the next headline. And that brings us to the part that has everyone asking, where does GloRilla fit in? Because remember, Glo was CMG's golden child, the breakout star, the one who kept the label's image fresh while the men around it started crumbling. But lately, she's been distant. Her captions feel different. Her tone's colder. She's been out here moving solo, doing her own press runs, and eagle-eyed fans notice she quietly unfollowed some of Gotti's team. It might seem like normal industry politics, but right after Big Boogie went public with his eerie posts, GloRilla went silent. People close to her say she's seen too much, that she's uncomfortable with what's going on behind the scenes. She was close with C-Money too. They came from the same circles, same energy, same hunger. So when he got hit, it shook her. And then came the rumors that she and Gotti fell out after she started asking too many questions. Questions about where the money's going, who's really pulling strings, and why every young rapper around CMG keeps ending up gone, locked up, or lost. They say she told a friend, "I'm not trying to be next." Now fans are calling it what it looks like. GloRilla dumped CMG, quietly but completely. She's still under contract technically, but insiders say she's maneuvering her way out, building distance, setting up new management, new producers, and even a potential rebrand. Because in Memphis, it's not just about loyalty, it's about survival. The last straw came when Stan G, another voice from Memphis, went on No Jumper and said the loud part out loud. Yo Gotti don't mind interrupting people. From life itself, that line hit like a bullet. Because that's not just an accusation, that's a death sentence. Boogie's been moving like a man watching his own shadow ever since. His silence, his posts, his paranoia, it all points to one thing. He's trying to warn others before it's too late. And if you look at the pattern, maybe he's right to be scared. Because down in Memphis, the music scene don't just take your voice. Sometimes, it takes your soul. So was C-Money sacrificed? Did Yo Gotti trade loyalty for legacy? And is GloRilla the only one smart enough to get out before she becomes the next name trending for all the wrong reasons? Whatever the truth is, the silence from CMG speaks louder than any post. Because when the label boss stops talking and his artists start disappearing, that's not business. That's a warning. And maybe that's why GloRilla's gone ghost. Because in this game, survival sometimes means walking away before the lights go out. By the time the smoke settled, Memphis wasn't quiet anymore. It was suspicious. Every post from CMG artists got dissected. Every song lyric got replayed like people were trying to find hidden messages inside the beat. And the loudest silence of them all came from Yo Gotti. He's the one man who never misses a chance to talk his talk. But lately, he's been too still, too controlled. It's almost like he knows one wrong word could bring the whole castle down. That's because Big Boogie didn't just hint at betrayal. He lit the fuse and walked away. When he posted that "everybody gonna regret what they did" message, it wasn't random. Sources close to him say he's been having real problems with Gotti behind the scenes. Money disputes, management tension, and disagreements about who gets credit for what. But when C-Money died, Boogie saw the pattern. See, Boogie came into CMG hungry, loyal, ready to ride for the team. But after seeing too many artists go from hot to gone, he started realizing something didn't add up. Too many signings ending in silence. Too many deals turning cold. And that's when he started talking less, showing up less, and surrounding himself with people outside the CMG circle. Insiders say Gotti noticed, and he wasn't happy because Gotti's always seen loyalty as currency. Once you start questioning him, you stop being an artist. You become a liability. That's when people started whispering that Big Boogie's next. And as crazy as it sounds, that rumor's what set GloRilla off. She's been watching it all unfold. First Dolph, then Juke, then C-Money. And even if she doesn't say it out loud, she's got eyes. She's got instincts. She knows what it means when the boss stops speaking and the streets start humming. People close to Glo say she tried to play it cool at first, keep her head down, focus on her music, let the noise die down. But when she started hearing stories about sacrifices and life insurance policies and how young rappers keep dying right after signing, that's when something inside her changed. She started skipping CMG-related appearances, rejecting press requests that mentioned Gotti's name, and switching up her inner circle. The shift was quiet, but deliberate. The kind of move you make when you're scared to move too fast. Then came the interview that changed everything. A local Memphis blogger went live claiming GloRilla was emotionally done with CMG, that she told someone close to her, "I don't care about that. Money no more. I care about my peace." The clip went viral within hours. And even though Glo never confirmed it, her silence said enough. Because GloRilla is no stranger to standing up for herself. She's outspoken, unfiltered, and built for chaos. But this time, she wasn't loud. She was gone. The blog pages ate it up. Some said she left because she was scared. Others said she found out what really happened to C-Money. One wild theory even claimed that Gotti offered her a career-blessing deal that she refused. A deal that allegedly required her to prove loyalty in a way that didn't sit right with her. None of that's confirmed, of course. But this is Memphis. Here, rumors don't die. They multiply. And Gotti? Still no statement. Still no condolences. Still no explanation about why another young artist under his wing is gone before he ever got a chance to live out his dreams. The only thing that did surface was a leaked voice memo from one of Gotti's studio sessions. In it, you can faintly hear him say, "They gon' talk anyway. Let 'em. I built this off power, not pity." Fans ran with it, saying it proved everything. That Gotti doesn't care who falls as long as CMG keeps standing. And now even his allies are starting to act funny. Black Youngster, once Gotti's most loyal soldier, hasn't been spotted with him in weeks. He's been posting cryptic messages about fake love and watch who you call your brother. Moneybag Yo, quiet too. No promo posts for Gotti, no public support, just business-only energy. And that's what makes it all look worse. When your own people start moving like they don't trust you, Boogie's fans say he's already preparing for the worst. One of his posts read, "If anything ever happened to me, just know I stood on truth." That shook everybody. Because in Memphis, that's not just a quote, that's a goodbye. Meanwhile, GloRilla's been rebuilding, new producers, new sound, new visuals, even a new team rumored to be working behind the scenes on her next move. Insiders say she's planning to go fully independent once her CMG obligations expire. And honestly, who can blame her? Every artist who's gotten too close to Gotti ends up in the same story. Promised the world, then silenced when things go south. It's the same cycle over and over. Fame, money, a flashy signing, and then tragedy. Big Boogie's silence now feels like fear disguised as faith. His posts sound like a man who's seen too much. GloRilla's distance looks like survival. The only one still acting like nothing happened is Gotti himself. Calm, collected, rich, untouchable, but even that image is starting to crack. Because lately, you can see it in his eyes during interviews. That paranoia, the kind that comes when too many ghosts are standing behind your success. And maybe that's what GloRilla realized. That loyalty don't mean anything when you're surrounded by people who might trade your life for legacy. Now, fans are saying she's smarter than people think. That her silence is her exit plan. That she's not just saving her career, she's saving her life. Because when you look at the pattern, the writing's on the wall. First Dolph, then C-Money, next maybe Boogie. Glo saw it coming, and she's doing what anyone with sense would do, getting out while she still can. In Memphis, they say the truth comes out in 3 stages. First, it's a rumor. Then it's a story. And finally, it's a body. And if the streets are right, CMG might be heading toward that final stage. By the time the dust started to settle, GloRilla had already made her move. Quietly. Smooth. Like somebody who knows that noise gets you noticed. And in Memphis, getting noticed can get you gone. Fans noticed the changes first. The CMG chain stopped appearing in her photos. The shoutouts to Gotti disappeared. And when she was asked on live about her label ties, she smiled tight and said, "I'm focused on me right now." That told everybody all they needed to know. Behind the scenes, insiders say there was a real blow-up between her and Gotti. Over control, money splits, and most of all, freedom. Glo wanted out. She didn't want her name dragged into the blood-soaked rumors that kept circling CMG, but Gotti wasn't having it. He reminded her who signed her checks, who opened doors, who made her. That was the last time she answered his call. After that, she started moving different. New stylists, new producers, all from outside Gotti's world. Atlanta, LA, New York, anywhere but Memphis. She wasn't just switching management, she was switching dimensions. Then came the rumors that somebody followed her car after a studio session. A stranger asking hotel staff where she stayed. Nothing proven, but enough to make people uneasy. And the crazy thing? Glo didn't talk about it. She didn't go live, didn't tweet, just went dark. The loud, funny, carefree GloRilla we used to see clowning online, gone. The new Glo is calm, careful, and deadly focused. Meanwhile, Big Boogie's silence got heavier too. His posts turned into warnings. Stay safe, even from your own folks. If anything happened to me, just know I stood on truth. Fans begged him to leave CMG before it's too late. But leaving ain't that easy when the paperwork's written in fear. Because every time someone gets close to Gotti, they vanish. Maybe not physically, but musically, mentally, spiritually. The fame burns out quick, and all that's left is the smoke. That's why GloRilla's exit feels less like a business move and more like a jailbreak. She didn't quit, she escaped. Inside, sources claim she's already prepping a docuseries about her rise and the shadows that came with it. If she really tells everything she's seen, CMG might not survive the fallout. Boogie's fans are still pushing a Free Boogie campaign, but he's locked in deep. The kind of contract that owns your name, your masters, even your silence. Still, every cryptic post sounds like he's trying to speak before he can anymore. And Gotti, he's keeping calm. But that calm looks cold. The label that once ran Memphis now feels haunted. Black youngster missing from the picture. Moneybag Yo moving solo. Artists distancing themselves one by one. The empire's still standing, but the ground beneath it is cracking. People say when your team stops defending you and starts disappearing, the fall's already begun. You just ain't heard the crash yet. GloRilla might have sensed that before anyone else. She's not just protecting her career, she's protecting her life. Because if all the talk about sacrifices and insurance money has any truth behind it, staying loyal could have cost her everything. And that's the chilling part. The same streets that built Gotti's legend might end up burying it. The same city that crowned him is now whispering about curses, contracts, and karma. So maybe Glo's silence isn't fear. Maybe it's strategy. Maybe she's letting the empire eat itself alive before she tells her story. Because in this game, the truth doesn't fade. It festers. And when it finally explodes, it takes everybody standing too close. So whether you believe she walked away because of money, betrayal, or survival, one thing's clear. GloRilla isn't looking back. She's the only one from that camp who managed to step off the stage before the lights went out. And in Memphis, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. Because when loyalty turns lethal, the smartest move you can make is to walk away while you still can. So what do you think? Did GloRilla escape something darker than a bad deal? Is CMG really hiding more than it's saying? Or is this just another Memphis myth that got too real? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Because this story, it's far from over.